life, we are life givers. You know, we can light up a room. A woman can just by walking in when we're filled with life. So this woman was not filled with life. She was an executive in a huge health insurance corporation. She'd come up through the ranks, you know, from an associate to a manager to a VP, but she had always had this secret dream that she wanted to be an interior designer. Even as a young child, you know, her dollhouse, she would be arranging and decorating the dollhouse. And she wanted desperately to leave the job, but she had, you know, it was those golden handcuffs. And she was suffering in silence until she heard about me. She called me. We started working together, and she tiptoed around the idea and had helped a lot of friends redecorate their homes. Of course, they were, you know, raving fans, and she had a natural talent. But here's what we did. First, she had to decide she was going to leave. That was the biggest piece. Then we made an exit plan for her. She saved up 6 months of expenses. She set a firm date, and we called it her Freedom Day. And then I had her write her resignation letter and put it where she could see it every day. Of course, it was in a private place. And Gwen did leave her corporate job. And because she had planned her transition, she was able to rock her new business right out of the gate. And she is so happy now. She's serving people. She's, you know, having fun. It just feels like that's totally her cake. And she's making a very good living doing it. So, you know, I think it's our privilege as women to express that life giving force in the world at this time. And women are leading the way in our families, in our faith communities, in our intimate relationships, and we're certainly leading the way in our businesses.
So, what would be your number one advice to help women make room for themselves? Because it seems like they make room for everybody else
Oh, yeah.
and everything else, and they come down to number like seven.
Or
so,
not
so
even make the list, right?
right.
Yeah, we're on there, but we're so far down, we never get to the top. Yeah, I'm going to share this is 5 magic words. And I have found these to be effective in my own life and with my clients. And first, I'm going to tell you another secret before I tell you the 5 magic words. And a man told me this. He said, Lee, it's virtually impossible for a man to say no to a woman who is filled with desire.
Mm.
And I said, yeah, that's what I said. Oh, that's good news. So let me just be filled with desire. So, you know,
I guess it would depend on the kind of desire you're filled with, too.
well, I think he was talking about all kinds of desire with the appropriate person. This happened to be a woman, a client I was working with. She is a department head, a physician, and has a very demanding job. And she would get home every night, you know, 5:30, walk in exhausted and hungry to be greeted by her hungry husband and her 2 hungry teenage boys. Mom, what's for dinner? And that was a huge pain point for her. So, what we talked about, I taught her the 5 magic words, and I'll tell you right now what they are. Would you be willing to? Dot, dot, dot. So you fill in the blank. And what she came up with was we role played this on the phone before she presented it to her husband. Would you be willing to shop for food and cook dinner on Tuesdays and Thursdays every week? Period. Very specific. And she got really clear about not being angry with him, that she just wanted this so much it would really help her. It would really just be a huge gift to her. And he loved her, and he wants to help her. So he thought about it. Now this man could cook, so that's one key piece. And the next day he said, I'll think about it, honey. And the next day he said, I'd be happy to do this. Yes. So fast forward, happy mom, happy wife. And now when she walks in the door, she throws her arms around him and says, "What's for dinner, honey?"
Much better than those of us who would say, "Can't you see I'm tired? Why can't you do this yourself? You're old enough to cook your own food."
There you
Things
go.
like that. And it's true. We when we don't want something or we feel we're put upon, we become very accusatory. Very, that's kind of the way it is.
And
Well,
then it goes downhill from there. Yeah.
that's right. Well, there's one thing I want to ask you because I know that I want to know the answer to this. Give us your number one strategy for looking and feeling 15 years younger.
All right. Oh, I love this. If we were on video, I would teach you my 50-second facelift that you can do anywhere. But because we're on radio, I'll tell you the biggest complaint I hear from women I work with, they either can't fall asleep or they fall asleep, but they wake up at 3 a.m., their mind starts racing and they can't get back to sleep. So my number one strategy for looking and feeling 15 years younger is get a full night's sleep, deep restorative sleep. You'll not only be more patient, less likely to jump on somebody in your family or at work, but if you have any belly fat, it takes care of that when you sleep well, and your skin becomes more radiant. So, could I offer everyone a gift now?
Of course you can.
Okay. Awesome.
You can tell them A, what your website is, B, how they get in touch with you, and C, what your gift is.
Oh, perfect. All right. So my website is my name. It's Lee S, as in summer, Irwin, IRWIN.com. It's Lee. That was my grandmother's middle name. S, as in summer, Irwin, IRWIN.com. That's my website. And if you want to get in touch with me, please email me, Lee at leesirwin.com. And if you would like actually, I'm going to give them two gifts. If you would like a rapid business growth session, a 1 hour personal one-on-one session with me where we'll assess any holes in your business, find the low-hanging fruit, and uncover any hidden challenges that might be slowing you down or stopping you, just email me and just put business growth in the subject line, and I'll set you up with a 1 hour session with me. And my other gift is a video I made for all busy women where you get 9 bedtime habits to help you fall asleep, stay asleep, and wake up refreshed every morning. And that is at, get your pen, lookyoung1234.com. So go now to lookyoung1234.com for your sleep better video, or email me businessgrowth at leesirwin.com, and we'll jump on the phone and help you rock your business.
And I can tell you, Leah's worth it. I had a session with her myself, and she's a wonderful coach. So she's got my endorsement there. So certainly take advantage of that. Well, we have just
Thank you, Gail.
oh, you're welcome. We have just a really 1 minute left, Lee. So the question is, who is a famous person that you admire you'd like to go to lunch with?
Oh, that is so easy. Maya Angelou. More than almost anyone, her life was her work. And, she didn't speak for the first 5 years of her life.
Yes, I know that. A lot of people don't know that, however.
Yeah, but I could just see us sitting there. She'd quote some of her poetry in that deep voice of hers, and I would ask her the secret to a vibrant life, and then I would shut up and listen.
Well, we enjoyed having you, Lee. You're just as talented as she was. And so thanks for being with us today, and thanks for being such a great guest. And I hope people will take advantage of your gifts. That's very generous of you. And we will look forward to talking with everybody next week.
Awesome. Thank you, Gail. You're amazing.